Part of this man's story could soothe the ache deep within his soul. He wasn't looking for a spectacle. He was looking for an answer. As he moved closer, he saw him. Jesus was standing under the gentle shade of an old olive tree. He looked completely at peace, his eyes calm yet filled with an incredible depth of understanding, as if he could see beyond the surface of things, right into the very heart of everyone who approached him. As Elias drew nearer, he felt a strange warmth begin to spread through his chest, like the first rays of sun breaking through a thick blanket of morning fog. It was a feeling he hadn't experienced in years. Jesus began to speak to the crowd, his voice carrying on the evening air. But for Elias, the words themselves weren't what mattered. He found himself captivated by something else entirely. It wasn't the sermon that held his attention, but the way Jesus looked at the people gathered before him. He looked at each person as if they were the only one in the world, as if he could see their entire life story, their joys, their sorrows, their silent struggles. It was a gaze full of profound compassion, a look that said every single person mattered more than the next breath. Then, something extraordinary happened. In that sea of faces, Jesus' eyes turned and met Elias's. There was no judgment in that look, no condemnation for his doubts or his weary heart. There was only a quiet knowing, a gentle recognition that cut straight through all the walls Elias had built around himself. In that single, silent moment, Elias felt a connection so deep it was almost startling, as though Jesus' heart had reached out across the distance and touched his own. For the first time in what felt like a lifetime, Elias wasn't just another man in a crowd, he was truly seen. He wasn't seen for his mistakes or his doubts, but for the simple, unvarnished truth of who he was. A human being, longing for connection. It was then that Jesus spoke, and his words seemed meant for Elias alone. "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." But Elias didn't just hear words. He heard a personal invitation, a profound understanding that this man, Jesus, knew the specific ache in his chest. It wasn't a physical pain, but something much deeper, a spiritual weariness. The weight of living in a world full of questions with no easy answers. It was the ache of being human. In that instant, it wasn't the stories of miracles that changed Elias. It wasn't the powerful teachings or the healings, though they were incredible. It was this simple, overwhelming feeling of being understood. It was the sense that a heart that was both divine and deeply human was reaching out to him. Elias suddenly realized that Jesus' heart, though perfect and pure, could feel the pain of the world precisely because it was human, too. The divine and the human weren't separate forces in this man. They were woven together. His heart was a bridge that understood suffering, but offered a way across it, a way to hope.